So we got everyone up nice and early this morning. Yes, we've got special early access into the Caravan Camping and Motorhome show here at the NEC. We're going through this special entrance, and this is also where our competition winners will go to get free access to the show. It's all very quiet at the moment. This place will be heaving in an hour or so's time. Let's go and have a quick look round before it gets too busy. This is the new Outwell GREYCLIFF 7 Smart Air Technical Cotton tent, so it's got that cotton feel to it, and as you can see, it's a really large family tent, ideal if you want to go on holiday somewhere. This is a bit of luxury as well. These are new inflatable sofas that you can get. So you can see I'm sat here under this awning, protected from the elements here. I've got a coffee table, we've got a living room going on here, and inside we've got some massive bedrooms. Let's go and get a closer look. And in here is the Royal Master Bedrooms. These are extra deep, extra long, and they're also designed so they don't slope down the back, so you can fit in a camp bed like this. So you can really have a luxury home from home in a tent. And if you need to keep all your goods and perishables cool, look at the size of this cooler here. It's absolutely massive. If I get into it, here we go. I've got two split compartments here. One down here, so you can easily get into things, another one there. And actually the divider is also a nice box as well. So if you've got electric hookup in your tent, you can run this and keep everything nice and cool. And here I am, taking it easy inside another massive tent. This is an Outwell Corvette 7AC. It's a big tent as it is, but here's an extra side awning on here. An ideal little place to keep bikes, keep muddy shoes, and of course, chill out. And inside this massive Corvette tent, you've got another opening awning. I really like tents like this with a big awning like this. It's got a ground sheet on the floor, but we tend to lift the ground sheet up because it means you can keep wet, muddy boots in here if it's wet and mucky, and you don't get the ground sheet too muddy. Of course, they're showing here a kitchen in here at the front here, but what you do with this space is pretty much up to you. Inside, of course, you've got another massive living area and some humongous bedrooms. Here's a fancy new gadget for your tent. If you've got electric hookup, that is. It's a new collapsible lantern, the MIRA from Outwell. It's a fantastic little light to have in your tent. This is the HORNET 6SA. I particularly like this tent. We had one very similar to this. In fact, it's very similar to a tent we've had before. And as well as being smart air, so inflatable, it's a really good layout. You've got a smaller porch awning on the front here with this kitchen unit. We've got this kitchen unit too. It is fantastic. You've got a solid sink in here, chopping board fits on there, you've got all your utensils can hang on the top here, as well as storage cupboards underneath, and the whole lot collapses flat on itself into one neat carry case. So it's a really good thing to get for your tent. So inside this tent here, you've got a fairly big living space in here. You see big enough to put a big family-sized table in here, complete with chairs. You've got a side entrance which is also covered here as well, so that's great for getting in and out if it's wet, storing muddy boots. In fact, some people also use it to keep a toilet in. At the back here of the tent, you've got some large bedrooms too, so you've got a double, a sort of double 1.5 and a single down the end here, as well as all the normal things you'd expect, storage pockets, darker bedroom ceilings here to block out the lights. So yes, this is a fantastic family tent. It's not too big either for weekend camps, as well as being big enough for those longer camping holidays. Of course, this is another option you might want to consider. You're getting something like this VW. You can still use a tent or a drive-away awning with it to get some extra space for the kids, but you've got some nice big seats, you've got easy drivability, and you can also sleep in the roof. So of course, if you've got a motorhome and there's not as much space inside, then something like this is ideal. It's a huge drive-away awning, so it's inflatable, you've got area to sit outside, you've got the inside area here, which of course is another sleeping area. And this can attach to the side of your motorhome, so you can just go in and out, and it creates a little bit of extra living space and sleeping space. This is the Outwell Vermont 7SA, and it's a tent that's been around for a little while in the collection, and it's a fantastic massive tent if you're after a really big tent. Again, it's got this built-in awning that comes with it here, complete with a removable ground sheet. It's a really big space. You could use a living space as well. There's a kitchen inside here, there's an ice box down there to keep things cool, and there's just lots of space to keep stuff and everything you need as a family. Now inside, there's yet another living space. Let's go and have another closer look. And if you want more storage, this tent comes with a built-in wardrobe. Yes, you've got a built-in wardrobe in the inner living space. Remember, there's 2 living spaces in this tent. So you've got a hanging rail to hang things, but also it's a big enough space to put big cupboards like this. And if you notice, a new design feature this year is the cupboards now open with a solid type door. So it's much more like being at home. Over here, of course, you've got some massive bedrooms. This one, the divider's being removed. So if you're mum and dad and you want that bit of space, that bit of extra luxury, just look at this setup. It's an extra deep bed. It's a raised air bed there with a double sleeping bag and bedside table too. So you've got enough room there to get changed and sit down with a bit of luxury. And yet still, there's 2 kids' sleeping bags in here. So if you want that bit of space and a bit of luxury, 2 kids, mum and dad, and oodles of space, this is an ideal tent for those family camping holidays. This is the CLARKSTON Smart SA, a large family inflatable tent. Now this bit on the side here is not actually part of the tent. On the top of the tent is the roof protector, which is an additional item. It helps stop bird muck on destroying the top of your tent, but it also helps keep some of the insulation in, and with this silver lining in here, so the tent doesn't get so cold, doesn't change or doesn't heat up and get too hot as well in the summer. But this is something I really like. It's an extra little bit on the side that you can pull out with a couple of poles, and now you've got on the side of this tent an additional shelter. And of course you could put some windbreaks around the side if it was blowy as well. And now you've got, as well as a large tent with a good living space as it is, an extra shelter on the side, which is great for sitting out and cooking and things like that. This is the Van Gogh Serenity. It's another large family tent. There's quite a lot of large family tents this year. Again, I really like the layout of this tent. You've got a nice awning that comes built in with the tent, so you've got this sheltered area here to sit. And inside, you've got a living space and some more bedrooms. So as well as the large bedrooms, you also get this extra bedroom that you can put in here. So if you want that little bit of extra space, you can prop this in here if you need to bring some extra people. So if you want your own bit of glamping style, check out the Van Gogh Rosewood. As well as being that traditional cotton feel to the tent, look at the inside there. Bit of a twist on the teepee style model, but you know, how about that for a bit of glamping? And here is our caravan we bought. And this is the larger version of our caravan. This is an 8-foot wide twin axle job, but inside it's still a family layout. So in this larger version of the CASITA, you've got 2 long benches there which can convert into a double. You've got a whole dinner area here with wraparound seating, again which can convert into a bed. Over here you've got the kitchen with cooker and your microwave, and unlike ours, your larger reach freezer on this one, whereas we've got a smaller one. So that twin axle, you get that little extra space here with a larger freezer in here. You've got wardrobe in here. You've got the bathroom and shower, which is a pretty smart shower. And then right at the back here, you've got the kids area. And here you've got 2 bunk beds built in permanently and seating area too. So if motorhome's more your thing rather than tents or caravans, then have a look at something like this for the family. It's the AUTOQUEST 196. Sometimes finding a motorhome for a family can be a bit tricky because you need to find somewhere with enough seat belts for everyone. So despite having 2 seats at the front, this one's a really good layout because you've got 4 seats here, each with seat belts. So enough for the kids, and also a great place for the kids to be strapped in, sitting down, doing things and looking out the large windows, which is a bit different to being strapped into the car. So of course, when you get in a caravan, consider your awnings too. As you might know, we've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with our caravan awning, but here's a new one to consider. It's a new it's a new awning from Outwell. It's inflatable, but unlike previous years' inflatable awnings, this one's much more like your traditional caravan awning. It brings a bit of that tent technology with you. So, like some of the Outwell tents that we've seen earlier, this one's got this nice enclosed porch area here, so you can sit out with a bit of shelter, protected from the elements. And of course, if you want, you can go further inside where you can sit down, eat and chill out.